back to our channel, guys. You know that we are in the business of short-term rental, and it can be really challenging, but it is also rewarding. We don't want to undermine that part. Rewarding but challenging. So today we're going to be sharing a story with you. It's actually story time, and usually people say long story short, but this time it's short story long, because we're going to be telling you how one simple situation blew out of control, causing us to actually have a guest leaving mid-stay, and we've never had that kind of issue before. So if you want to hear the details, if you want the tea, stay tuned. So for those of you who are new to this channel, we've been hosting for just over a year, probably a year and 2 weeks now, and we've gotten really good guests. Actually, as an Airbnb host, it has renewed my confidence in humanity, because most of the people who I've come in contact with are really great people. There are times when a guest could even give a negative feedback, or I've seen something that could actually attract a genuine issue and guests overlook that. So I can confidently say that most of the people who I've engaged with are really great people, and more good people come. However, occasionally you will have challenges and you will have challenging people. So I'm going to be sharing with you the incidents surrounding our first 1-star review. So we have over 110 reviews since we've opened. We have 1 4-star review, and I think the issue there was that the guest did not really understand where he was coming. He thought that he was actually coming to a resort because he saw the place on advertised on Instagram, and he didn't really understand how the place works. So it didn't quite meet his expectation, because what he really wanted was either an apartment or something in a resort. He didn't really want a cabin. So we just excused that because it was a one-night stay, and he has the right to share his experience. So no, we're not challenging that. There's no issue there. But this is our first, so we have what, 112 reviews as I am speaking, and 110 5 stars,
1 4-star, and this 1 star.
This 1 star. So I'm gonna start off by reading the review, and then after I've read the review, I am going to give you the full context from start to finish. So here it is. I booked ahead of time, at least 3 to 5 days prior. I updated the host and told her I was on my way. When I arrived at 1.5 hours after check-in time, the entrance was blocked off by the host and a pool service person. The pool was not in service when we arrived, but after a few hours it was fine. The place overall is nice, but there was no hot water when it was about 11 p.m. at night. We just realized that. The pool was extremely warm, but the water in the shower was very cold. When you advertise a service such as hot water, and you also know the importance of it, we are expecting no issue with that. I notified the host in the morning because we were too tired, so about 9 a.m. we reported the hot water issue, and it wasn't fixed until after 6 p.m. Then later on that night, after one of us showered, there was no hot water, and we waited after 4 in the morning and still no hot water. At 5 a.m. water was completely shut off, so we had to leave and find another place. Overall, poor experience. Hosts showed no remorse. So this is the explanation or the comment behind our 1-star
review.
So I'm going to take you in the past, because there is a little bit of history behind this. So before booking, the guest did an inquiry. some guests usually do that if they are not sure if they want to go ahead with the booking. If there are questions in which the answer will determine whether or not this is somewhere they want to stay, they usually ask their questions up front. And at that moment, I recognized that I was also speaking to another host. So I was aware that this is a person who understands how the platform works. So she asked if she could have a specific cabin for 1 week. She said that she realized that it was not available. I checked my calendar and I confirmed that it's not available for 1 week. It's only available during the time period that she wanted. It's only available for 3 days. I also told her that there are other cabins that are available, but not the one that she requested. She said that specifically that's the cabin that she wants to be at. So she went ahead and said that if she could get the same cost if she stayed half of the time at one cabin and the other half at the one that she really wants to stay at. I explained how it works, different fees, because it would be 2 separate bookings, different cleaning fee, different host service fees. So the cost, one cost could not cover both cabins. Is that clear?
Yes.
One cost could not cover. So that was explained. And I guess the fact that you are also a host, you would be somewhat familiar with how it works. There was no further communication at the time, so they stopped talking, and later I recognized that the booking was confirmed. The booking was confirmed for the requested cabin for 3 nights, and then later on a second booking was requested for another cabin for 1 night. So before the guests came on property, 2 reservations were made. One for 3 nights at the one that she indicated that she really wanted to stay at since she was celebrating her birthday and she liked the vibe there, and another one for 1 night, some other date in the future, probably a week and a half later. So fine, we started preparing to accept the guests. So the guests started asking questions. The booking is confirmed, so within her right, she's asking questions about how we operate here at Plantain Hill Cabins. She asked about using the laundry, if it's available to her, of course.
If it's at a cost.
Or if it's at a cost, yes. Mm-hmm. If it's available, if it's at a cost, I informed her there's no additional cost. She asked about laundry detergent, and I didn't say no, we do not provide. I said that guests usually provide their own. Because it's not a case where if a guest wants some laundry detergent, we wouldn't give them. But we know that people can be very specific on what they use on their clothes, and we don't want to be held accountable for the effect that a particular laundry detergent may have on your clothes. We don't want to go that far. So if you really want if you see what we have and you want to use it, of course we'll allow you to use it. But it's not something that we offered. So she was comfortable with the response. About 2 days before before check-in, she asked if we have a crib. That kind of got me thinking, because on the reservation it said 2 people, and at no time when doing the inquiries or immediately after booking did she confirm a 3rd person. So when she asked about the crib, I thought that okay, maybe she's coming along with her child, so that would be the 2 people. But then she later communicated that she's coming with another person as well as a child. So this is a 3rd person. Now our listing is ideal for 2 people. But if you ask and if you are willing to make, because if you ask, we're going to tell you the condition under which the 3rd person will be allowed. So if you are both comfortable, then you can go ahead. But that kind of discussion is usually had prior to booking, at the inquiry stage.
Exactly.
But we passed that stage already. And you've now already made a decision that you're coming. So we say, all right, let's facilitate you. It's your birthday weekend, you've chosen to stay with us, we don't want to spoil this. We'll provide you with a pack and play. That's like a portable crib that you can work with. She said, yes, that works. So I was somewhat uncomfortable at that time because the cabin that she selected has a lot of breakable items that are within reach of a child. So I was a little bit concerned because I didn't want to pose any danger to the child, and I didn't want to destroy the child to destroy my property, which may affect another booking. But then I also assume that if you're traveling with your child, you know how to manage your child. Because we take our kids to Airbnb, and we have a baby, and we have a 4-year-old.
So what we do, we pack up all of the breakable stuff. We don't even use glass cups, glass plates, any of that. We go out and we get paper plates, paper cups, and all of that for the kids to use. So we try and protect the space that we are staying in. So we are expecting that this guest will do the same. So on that basis, we say, look, you know what? It's
Don't even say anything to her about that.
We won't say anything about that. We'll try and accommodate you. We provided her with the pack and play.
Somehow, I felt that the guest was somewhat peculiar. So I wasn't well to do my regular walkthrough, but I started to make calls to my cleaners to make sure that everything is in perfect condition. Because I wasn't well to check the linens myself to confirm that everything is spotless, I asked that they use a brand new linen. So I asked them to take out all of those wash rags, hand towel, and put in the brand new ones. Because if I can't personally confirm it, then I won't be able to refute if a situation comes up. So all of that, I made sure that I do it. I made sure that the place was in perfect condition for the guests to come in. Mm-hmm. No, on the day when the guest was supposed to come, she messaged and asked about an early check-in. I could facilitate an early check-in, but I could not guarantee because anything can happen. Mm-hmm. So I told her about the cleaning schedule that we have, and I also invited her to use the lounge until her cabin is ready. I did this with the intention that we would make the cabin ready early, but I can't confirm that. Just in case it's not ready before check-in time, I don't want her to say that I did not meet her expectation and I had already confirmed that I would give it. So I said, you can use the lounge, which is the area where we're at now. Mm-hmm. You can use the lounge until your cabin is ready, but it will definitely be ready for the check-in time, which is online, which is 3 p.m. She said that cleaning is important to her, so she won't even bother with that. She will just give us the chance to go through a regular process. One thing that I missed, one of the questions that she had asked after booking was if we have cable TV. No, if we have local news channel. And I told her that we do not offer cable TV. However, she can stream online. If she wants to watch the local news, she can stream online using onespotmedia.com. She asked because she said that she has noticed that at several places there is no cable TV which is provided. So we actually told her that she shouldn't expect that the cable TV here, but we gave her an option since what she said that she's interested in is actually local news. Mm-hmm. She didn't really comment. She didn't say anything after we had given her the feedback. So that kind of summed up the communication before. Mm-hmm. Oh, also because I realized that the situation is a little bit delicate, I made sure I sent an image that she could use to locate the property just in case she was having any problem with Google Maps or with Waze or any of those navigation tools that you can use to travel. So we sent her images that she could use as well. As we prepare for our guests, we usually check the outside of the property, and we recognized that the pool could do with some additional cleaning, some deep cleaning. Mm-hmm. So Raman, you actually had the guys come in and you're outside.
So basically what happened is we realized there was an issue with the time clock on the pool, so it wasn't chipping in. But because it has been raining all week, like literally thunderstorms all week, the pool started to change color, so we had to get the pool guys in to come and do a clean. We made a sign and pretty much put pool is temporary closed for servicing. So that evening the pool guys came in. It was about 5 o'clock that they came because it was raining all day, and I insisted that we need to get this pool clean because we have a busy weekend coming up and we don't want to inconvenience any of our guests. So we had the pool guys come in and they literally came at like about 5 o'clock the evening, and they started to work on the pool.
So they're out here working. I wasn't well, so I wasn't really on the property.
By the way, guys, if you hear our sound as well, we have been sick all week with the flu. So literally, the kids have the flu, we have the flu, so we have been out all week.
But we make sure that we prep for this person because we could sense something from the conversations that we were having.
Yes.
So Roman was actually outside supervising the pool service team just to make sure that everything go as planned. So before the guys even came on the property, Roman was already outside waiting on them to come in. So she sent a message saying that she's trying to access the property, but the gate is blocked.
So obviously she came right behind the pool guys who were trying to come in at the same time. So it was at this point that she's sending a message now on Airbnb to say that she's trying to access the property but the gate is blocked. So when you read the text, so she said she's trying to come in.
Yes.
And the host and the pool service team blocked the entrance. So she came actually behind.
So it's like just driving, you're at a gate, somebody's trying to come in, somebody's trying to go in, so you need to allow them to go in first and then you can actually drive up. But from the moment she come and she realized that they stopped, she didn't even give them a chance to open the gate to come in. She immediately sent a message that she's unable to access the property.
To be honest, I was the one opening the gate, but the pool guy had come up to close the gate and the gate opens outward. So even the pool guy was out there telling her to just back up a bit so that he can back up so that we can open the gate for him to come in. So it was when she backed up, then he backed up, I opened the gate and let in the pool service team. And that was the time she drove in right behind them.
So it's some simple traffic work happening right there, but she gave me a message on Airbnb to let me know that she cannot access the property. Now this again kind of sent off a signal because I know that if you book somewhere and you're unable to access the property, that can be a major issue. But I just said, alright, this is just how this guest is. So she came in. I got a message immediately as she came in. She's unable to enter her unit.
Well, let me explain that. Now remember, I'm on the outside with the pool service team. Both of them came in at the same time. She looked at me and she said, "Are you one of the hosts?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I cannot access the unit." And I said, "Are you putting in the right code?" She said, "Yes." She's putting in the number that Shelly would have given her. So I'm saying, Shelly wouldn't have given you a number because the code
generated from your
the code is generated from the last 4 digits of your cell phone number. So that was the issue that was happening there. But while me talking to her, telling her all of this, being one of the hosts, she's also on the Airbnb app messaging to say that she cannot access the unit. So on the app, while I'm doing that, Shelly's also sending her the code, the actual last 4 digits of her phone number on the Airbnb app. And this is also one of the red flags because she wasn't reading and following the instruction, because it was clear within the instruction to say the code is the last 4 digits of your cell phone number. This is kind of one of our security features to ensure that who booked the property is the person that actually comes. So we don't tell you the code that is assigned to the account. We just tell you that it's the last 4 digits of your phone number, and we are expecting you to know what your phone number is.
Oh, and it must be the phone number that is verified on
Airbnb. So we are expecting you to know what the last 4 digits of your phone number is. So when a guest actually access the property, we get a confirmation now to say, okay, that's the guest that actually assigned to that Airbnb profile. They are the ones who actually checked into the property. So that is a security feature that we use internally. So we don't really communicate that to the guests, but we use that to kind of verify that we are dealing with the right person.
So I provided her with the 4 last digits and what else she needs to do in order to get in. Now, the reason I had bypassed that security protocol is because I know that there are times when a guest may have 2 phones and they don't really remember which one is attached to their profile, or they made the profile a long time ago and really don't even remember the last 4 digits. So alright, I said, alright, let me just bypass that and help her to get in. She replied that I was able to get in with little help. Now, at the same time, Raman was actually out there looking at the process, overseeing the process. So he recognized that she was not using the correct number. No, she didn't confirm that. She didn't send any message saying that, oh, I made a mistake. She made it seem as though, on the platform, she made it seem as though there was genuinely an issue and somebody had to help her to fix the issue. Not that I didn't really follow the procedure and now it's clear I'm able to go in. So she started to document and to put in writing potential problems the very moment she entered the property.
Alright, so this is now the second issue.
Red flag too?
Well, the next red flag that I observed, right? So when she came in, the guys were working on the pool. Her sister went over to the pool and stood over the pool looking inside of it, right? They came back and asked if we can use the pool, and I said, well, you just have to give it a couple of hours and then you can go inside, right? Now, after all of that situation, we left and go on the road, only to see we got a message with the picture, the sign saying the pool is closed in the Airbnb app. What did she say at that message again?
Said that the pool is closed and when will she be able to use it?
So she's literally documented the process that the pool is closed, but when will she be able to use it? So at the time we just said, give it another hour.
Yes, because we made it clear, because when I saw what was happening, I made it clear that the pool is being treated, so give it another hour or so and then you can access it. Alright,
so guys, when we clean the pool, it has to go through a number of processes. So one, we treat it and we have to turn it on and let it filter for a couple of hours to kind of get the chemical out of it and all of that before a guest can actually use it. And then now we put the chlorine inside of it. But what the chlorine does is let all of the dirt and so settle at the bottom of the pool. So once that is done, we have to go through now and vacuum the bottom of the pool in order for it to be completely clean. So we did everything else and we put the chlorine in, and it was at the point now where the stuff would be settling at the bottom of the pool. Fortunately, there wasn't anything settling at the bottom of the pool. So the chemicals literally clean everything and everything got through the filter, and there wasn't anything settling at the bottom of the pool.
So ideally, we would need some more time. But because of the urgency and you really don't want to spoil a guest's birthday, we said that alright, you can go ahead and use it. So it's really pausing the process midway to facilitate. So as part of our process, to make sure that everybody is comfortable and we know that persons may not be willing to communicate a problem, on the day after check-in at about 9, we have an automatic message that goes out which asks you how you're doing and if there is anything that we can help you with. That's an opportunity for you to speak. We provide guests with that opportunity to share their issues. When that message was sent, her reply was, everything is okay. Oh, by the way, I missed something. I missed the fact that because she said it's her birthday, there are some little complimentary things that we put in.
Yeah.
So we usually give a bottle of wine, we give coconuts, we
do some small decoration.
We do some small decoration. If a guest wants something more extensive, they usually pay for that. But we do a little decor. So we did all of those. So on the morning, so if a guest has a birthday or anything like that, on the morning when we check in, they usually say thank you and everything is okay. But her message was that it's okay. But the only issue I'm having is that there is hot water in the kitchen, but there is no hot water
in the shower.
Now, when I heard that there's no hot water in the shower, but there's hot water in the kitchen, I was somewhat concerned because how our system works is that the water would have to go through the bathroom and then the kitchen. So if there is
So basically, the kitchen is the last point where the hot water goes. So it has to go through the pipe. One main pipe coming in. It first goes to the shower, then the tub, then the face basin, and then to the kitchen sink. So if you are getting hot water at the kitchen sink and the face basin, ideally you should be getting hot water at the shower, because
that there is hot water.
It means that there is hot water in the system. So at this point, we are now confused because we are saying, why are you not getting hot water in the shower?
Sent her a few steps to do some troubleshooting, turn on the switch, but all of that, she said it didn't work, so somebody should come. I asked her if she would like someone to come, and she said yes, in 1 hour.
So in 1 hour, I go over there now, and I'm checking. I feel hot water in the sink. I feel hot water in the thing, but I wasn't getting any hot water in the shower. Now, this is where everybody get confused
now.
Because normally with a shower faucet or a sink or a kitchen, any faucet, or I think it's universal, the hot water is to the left and not to the right. But in this case, she's turning the faucet to the left. We are also turning the faucet to the left.
Because we're saying, and then all of this is happening because you're frantic. She's saying that she needs to go right now.
She needs to bathe and she hasn't bathed from last night.
Yes, so you're not even processing that, you're not relaxing, and you're not processing what's happening. So you didn't even check
properly. And part of that is because I didn't want to be in the guest space, especially when they are using the facility. So I go in and I turn it on. I didn't feel any hot water, so my inclination said, all right, this is something bigger than me. I need to get the technicians to check. So I go to her and I said that I will have to get the technician to come in and check the system to ensure that everything is working properly. At the point, she looked at me and she said, what time is the technician coming? I said, I've just reached out to him. He hasn't confirmed that time as yet, but as soon as I get a time, I'll let you know. I sent a message through the Airbnb app to say that after saying all that, the technician reached out back and say he could come. I sent a message through the app to tell her that the technician has confirmed that he'll be here at 3 p.m.
So in her dialogue with Raman, she face to face, she said that she's just gonna shower and they're gonna go. But then on the app, she said to me that they need to leave in 20 minutes, they need hot water to bathe, and they didn't get a chance to bathe from last night, and she needs to have a shower every day. So this is a major, if she used the term, it's a major inconvenience and we need to get it fixed. So I just confirmed that we're gonna get the experts to come because we really don't know what is happening. This is the person who said they're gonna leave in
20 minutes.
20 minutes, so they have to go. So by the time I came over here now and started to do some investigation, I realized that 20 minutes had passed and the guest was still here. So this means that the urgency that was created was just to put on pressure. But no problem, we getting the technicians, and the technicians eventually came. They came, they did their checks, and they said that there is hot water in the system. So we went back on the app and we confirmed that there is hot water, that if there's an issue, if there was actually an issue, it has been resolved, there is hot water, and guests need to confirm that they are now getting hot water. So we now started to use back the app because we realized that this is the place where any form of evaluation of the fairness of what is happening between the host and the guest, this is the point, this is what you have to use to evaluate it. So we now started to communicate all the little details on the app. So we communicated that at 9:15 she said that she just got back and that there is still no hot water.
So at that point, I said to her, we don't understand. So do you want somebody to come and look at it again? So she said yes. So I went over there now and went into the shower. At this time, I should point out that I actually turned the faucet to the left again, and I wasn't feeling any hot water. But then my common sense said, but if I try the left and it don't work, let me try the right. Now I turned the faucet to the right. When I turned the faucet to the right, there was scorching hot water. So I turned to her and said, the issue was we were using the left when we should actually use the right. And she went and tried it. She felt the hot water and she said, okay, good, perfect. So we are now thinking that the whole issue was resolved based on this.
Going back to bed.
So I got into my bed.
I was already sleeping, so I wasn't really aware of all of what was happening here because I was already sleeping.
Yeah.
I got up to use the bathroom and I checked my phone. When I checked my phone, I saw a message from Airbnb saying that the guests would like a partial refund because they did not get hot water for 2 days and they are unable to basically they're unable to shower, and so they need a partial refund.
And this was at
the message was sent at 10:50.
Yeah.
And in her message to us, she said that at 11 her sister had a bath with hot water.
So this is the situation, guys. So at 9:50 there was hot water when I went there and checked. At 10:50 she sent a message.
No, they reached out to us, which means she would have sent them a message earlier.
Prior to that. So at some point before 10:50, she sent a message to Airbnb saying that she want back a refund because she didn't shower two nights she's been there and she haven't showered. She didn't get any water to shower.
Hot water.
And that's when Airbnb reached out to us to tell us that the guest has requested that. But because we had gone to our bed, we didn't see that message. So Shelly saw that message when she got up around 2 a.m. in the morning. Subsequent to that, she had sent 2 other messages. After one. So one of them was 12:54 and the other one was at 1:24, which was the same message. She just copy and send it back. So the message that she sent after one was saying that at 11 her sister showered and had hot water, and basically no, she don't have no hot water and the water pressure is low. So she sent that message at 12:54 and then again at 1:24.
So immediately when I saw that, I went into the detective mode immediately and I started to check the time, and I said, if your sister had hot water at 11, how is it that Airbnb was contacted me before 11 to say that you don't have any hot water and you are seeking a partial refund? It means that at the moment when the issue was completely fixed, when you figured out how to handle the lever, you still went ahead and asked for a refund. And you asked for a refund saying that you don't have something that you have. As a matter of fact, it was there before. It was just the impatience and the confusion which actually escalated the matter. So when I saw that, I started to reply to Airbnb, but she was pressing the issue at that time, right? Because we were not replying to her message because we were sleeping. But at that time when we were not replying, she was pressing the issue. So Airbnb actually called me at that time of the morning.
At 2 a.m. in the morning, Airbnb actually called Shelly to explain
the issue.
But so, what that means, when Airbnb called Shelly, I was already on the outside investigating, because when I saw the messages that she sent, my assumptions were that when her sister was showering, she had used all 40 gallons of hot water, hence the reason why she didn't have any more hot water to use. So I screenshot a portion of our listing description in it where we said we understand the need for hot water, but we don't have unlimited hot water. We operate on a 40-gallon solar water heating system. So I screenshot that portion and send it back to her through the Airbnb app. and pointing her to it to say that this may be the issue why she don't have any hot water again, and you have to wait a little until it heat up. Then I think I had asked her at that point if the switch is still on, and she said yes, the switch is on, but she still doesn't have any hot water. And then I asked, do you want somebody to come and look at it again?
What time was that?
No, at this time I think it was now about after 3 in the morning. So and after 3 in the morning I got up and I went back over there and to look at the water heating system again.
Before Ramon could even do any further investigation, I got another message from Airbnb, and I said, just give them a refund. Because now it was getting annoying. We're not getting a chance to investigate. We just had earlier in the night we had scorching water. You now figure out how to use the lever. It's getting overwhelming. Plus all the red flags before, I started to think that this is a guest who had just come here to handle for a refund. So I said, since she wants a refund, I don't want to be annoyed. Give her the refund and let her go. That was what I communicated to the Airbnb ambassador, the one who is basically bridging the communication between us, because at this time I recognized that the conversation wasn't fully honest. So I had stopped talking to her and I started to report my concern to the ambassador, who would relay that to her, and she does the same. So when I said, yes, she can get a refund, but she needs to go immediately, the ambassador called back to say, she says she likes the place, everything else is great, however she just wants some hot water, so if you could just help her to get the hot water, show her again how to use the system, then she would be fine, because she doesn't want to leave. At that time I told them that there is someone on the property right now who is there to assist, but the person's not getting a chance to even investigate what's happening.
Alright, so guys, at 3 in the morning when I come out, I went back inside the cabin to kind of check that there is no hot water. I went to the bathroom, I didn't see any hot water. I went to the kitchen, I didn't have any hot water. So now I'm puzzled, because I'm saying at 9 when I checked, there was hot water. What is happening? So I'm actually thinking that maybe the guests just run out all of the hot water, and then call me in the cabin to come and check, to just confirm that there isn't any hot water. Then another thing that I noticed when I just came outside, I noticed the water pump was running. So I'm saying that probably confirmed that she had the pipe on, running out the water just in order. But apparently I said, you know what, let me go and check the water tank. So we have 3 800-gallon water tank, guys, and when I go and we use 2 of them and keep 1 of them in reserve. When I go and check, 2 of the tanks are literally empty.
So
that's over 1,000 gallons of water gone. So I'm at this point now, I'm like, no, I'm saying this can't be real, because she can't be running out the water and we lose over 1,000 gallons of water. Now we have guests in the other cabin, so we can't lose so much water and have guests in the place, because where we are, we have water issues. So we try to have as much reserve water as possible. And because it's raining all week, usually when it rains, NWC turn off the water in the area. And we actually got messages that NWC were having issues, so we don't have any water on property, and we can't afford that, especially now in a busy season. So I'm outside running up and down trying to figure out what is happening here, because if this guest is actually running out the water and wasting water, this can't happen. They need to go. So at one point I said, let me just go and listen to hear if there is water going inside the heater. So I walked to the back of the cabin. When I reach around the back of the cabin, that's when I noticed one big pipe leak happening behind the cabin.
So how did we get here? How did we get to a point where we now genuinely have an issue? The water in the heater was already hot. The backup system was on all day. The water all night. The water overheated. the pipes actually melted, and that's how we end up with a leak.
Let me show you exactly what happened, guys. Don't move. Alright, so this is it. If you can see. This is the pipe. You see here, so the water got so hot, it melt the pipe to the point where the pressure in the system actually bursts a hole right here. So the 1,000 gallon of water that we lose, all of it come through that little hole here right here. So this was the issue that we discovered in the night. In the morning also, when the plumber came to check the system, we realized now this is the piece of the pipe that goes into the water, that comes out of the water heater. So when the water heater lets out the hot water, it comes through this pipe. If you can see how this melt up and bend up. So what had happened is this portion of the thing got so hot, it melted and bent up as well, and was leaking at the roof level and at the ground level through this one.
And all of this could have been avoided because from day one, there wasn't really a big issue. There was an understanding issue. And for most persons, because several people have used that cabin and we've never gotten any issue about hot water. So it means that if you turn it to the left and you don't get hot water, your natural inclination is to turn it to the right.
Right, yeah.
But we bypass all of that, the excitement, the being frantic, over communication, the confusion actually led to a major issue where we had to be, well, if we did not find that problem early enough, it would have affected all the other guests in their cabins.
Yeah.
And then this is what the conclusion is. At what point do you recognize that here is a guest who is escalating matters unnecessary? Here is a guest who is not being patient. Here is a guest who is making things worse. And at what point do we say, all right, I'm gonna stop fighting for a 5-star review and I'm gonna just have to break this relationship here? At what point do we really do that?
And we should also say that Airbnb also reviewed the matter and the communication leading up to the point where we had to have the guests leave. As Shelly said, Shelly said to Airbnb that at this point we can't do it with this guest anymore. Give them a full refund for the entire duration. I said they were supposed to be here for 3 nights, so we were giving them back the 2 nights that they would have stayed plus the future night that was left to be used. And what Airbnb did was actually allowed us to get paid for the 2 nights full for the 2 nights that they stayed, and they altered the reservation for them to let them leave for the next night that they would have stayed. So we ended up getting paid for those 2 nights. But now here lies another issue, and this was where my, what I call it now, humanity or my sympathy came in, especially for the child, because as I said, they were there staying with a child. Now all of this by now it was like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I had to turn off the water to that cabin or else it would have wasted. Because at the point when I realized the 2 tanks were empty, I turned on the 3rd tank, the backup tank, because I had a guest in the other cabin, so I couldn't inconvenience them with a water situation. So I had to turn off their cabin, so now there's no water at all in their cabin because the pipes are busted, you know, everything is just wasted water, so I couldn't do anything. So at this point, this is where my humanity came in, because I'm saying at 5 a.m. they have a child. I know
no, this is a real
difficult it can
this
be
is a real inconvenience.
Having a child and not having water and stuff to deal with a child. So I'm here in the morning. I ask somebody to come and clean the bathroom in the lounge, just to ensure that it's spotless. So if in the case they need to go and shower, they need to use the toilet, they can come and use this one in the lounge, or they can come and shower in the lounge. So I'm still there thinking about them. But even when Airbnb contacted them, Airbnb said that she told them that she didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
She told them that she wants to stay.
And create
She even went ahead and told Airbnb that the listing is great, everything is clean, everything is okay, it's just the water issue. Yet still in our 1-star review, it's not clean.
Yes.
What else? So I mean, it was just a big ordeal. But what we do, guys, is...
And she did have a future reservation with us, because remember when she booked for 2 different occasions.
So she booked 1 cabin for 3 nights, and then a week and a half later, she booked another cabin for 1 night.
So I wasn't comfortable hosting her again. So it was at that point that I had asked Airbnb to cancel the future reservation, which they did cancel. So we don't have that guest to deal with again. But this is just one of the things that comes with hosting, and you as a host, you may do everything within your power. You may try to accommodate a guest because reviews matter, but at some point you just have to forget about the reviews and do what works, because there are guests who will literally drag you through the mud because they know that you are depending on the 5-star review.
First thing, this was also one of the things that that we question, because this person is also an Airbnb host.
And they know how the system
works. How the platform works, but yet still they come and they create such a situation that is just so unbearable for everybody.
Even themselves. Even started to wonder, do you realize the effect that this is having on you? Because if it's a case where you're ready to go, I see how you can cause a problem and just leave. But you don't even want to go. So why is it that you are causing this problem, yet you don't even want to go? And you plan to come again. Because she didn't cancel the future reservation. We had to call and say we don't
Airbnb to tell them, listen, we are very uncomfortable hosting this person again. What are our options to cancel? And they said they will call her and see what she wants to do. And then shortly after that, we see a message coming that the reservation was cancelled. Now 2 days later is when we reached to a 1-star review.
But I expected it, and I would not put myself at any further disadvantage in the name of a 5-star review.
Exactly.
So I knew what was coming, and she knew that we know the effect that her review may have on us. But I was not willing to put myself at a further inconvenience, and I was not willing to refund her yet have her stay, because that was the direction where the conversation started. Would you like to give her a refund yet allow her to stay on the property? No. If I'm refunding you, you have to go. Well, that is just one of the challenges that comes along with hosting. But as I said at the beginning of the video, I can also end by confirming that though challenging, the experience is very rewarding, and we've come across we've formed real friendships with people who have come to stay at our cabin. So I won't say because of this one experience it's not worth it being a host. It is worth it being a host. And we want to welcome more great guests to come and stay with us and to have a good planting in the cabins experience. So feel free to check out one of our listings. Let us know if you're coming from YouTube so we can do something special for you. And remember, we don't only have the cabins, but we also have Planting Ridge Family Townhouse. Until next time,
keep the dream alive. We're out. Bye.